Hello again. If you wish to know what's really going on in the world, then the best people to listen to are those who are staking their money on future developments. So it is that when we are wondering who will be the next leader of the Conservative or Labour Party, we're better off seeing what Oz Ladbrokes is quoting rather than reading what The Guardian has to say or listening to this or that politician. The bookies are, after all, the people whose money is riding on this. It's their business to predict the future so that they can make money on people's gambling. That's why Ladbrokes is such a profitable concern. In the same way, if we really want to know what's likely to be happening with, say, rising sea levels in the next few years, then the people to ask are the businessmen and banks who are investing their money according to what they believe will happen in this regard in the future. So it is that newspapers sometimes run pieces which claim that the Maldives, an island nation in the Indian Ocean, is in existential danger of being completely overwhelmed by rising sea levels, and that this is something likely to happen to our own coastal cities before too long. The imminent flooding of the Maldives has become something of a poster boy for climate change, together with the polar bears stranded on icebergs, of course. Other island nations are sometimes also cited as communities in deadly peril from the sea. These claims are all made by politicians and dutifully reported by left-wing journalists. They have been repeated so often that many ordinary people in Britain and other Western nations have come to believe them, but not huge multinational concerns like Serco, the company with so many fingers in so many pies in Britain. So good are Serco at making money from lucrative government contracts that they seldom put a foot wrong when it comes to investments. I would rely upon Serco's instincts when it comes to money and investments before I would trust any politician. I'll come back to Serco in a moment. Dubai is the most populous city in the United Arab Emirates, and it is increasingly popular as a tourist resort. For over 20 years, the country has been increasing its shoreline by hundreds of miles because more beaches means more tourists and therefore more money. This is being done by building elaborate offshore islands in the form of palm trees, by the simple expedient of dumping a load of rocks and sand in the sea and then building on top of it. The Palm Jumeirah, which may be seen in the thumbnail to this video, is a vast archipelago inhabited by 25,000 people, most of them very wealthy. There are also 30 hotels there. Oh, and an 800-foot tall skyscraper. Construction of this project began in 2001. Now, at once something strikes us. That is this. If it is true that sea levels are rising inexorably and about to inundate the Maldives, obliterating them like some latter-day Atlantis, this then obviously only a madman would embark upon this vast project of building low-lying artificial islands like those off the coast of Dubai and building on them. It would be a recipe for disaster. I mean, who would buy luxury villas in a place like that and likely to be drowned soon? Well, you have to ask yourself why many of the world's richest people aren't particularly bothered about that and are happy to buy those villas in the Palm Jumeirah development. I mentioned Serco earlier. They built and are operating a monorail system on Palm Jumeirah. Would tiny folk like Serco get mixed up in this if there really was a chance that all those islands would soon be submerged beneath the sea and swept away by rising sea levels caused by melting ice caps and the expansion of the oceans due to the rise in world temperatures? It seems unlikely. Dubai are still extending their coastline in this way, and it's clear that none of the highly successful and profitable companies involved in this vast enterprise have the slightest apprehension that their little islands will be drowned by rising sea levels. Nor do those wealthy people buying huge villas being built on those artificial islands seem to be afraid that they're soon going to be flooded out or anything. So at the same time that we're solemnly being assured that the Maldives are about to disappear into the ocean, businesses like Serco are building and operating monorail transportation networks on patches of concrete which are literally built on sand and placed in the middle of the sea. I suspect that they probably know more about this business than we do.